And welcome back. I'm going to have a very quick look at a program called EquatIO for maths. Also, you can use it in conjunction with read and write. It's from Text Help and it will help people. It lets everyone create mathematical equations. You can use formulas and graphs on a Mac PC or even Chromebook. You can also insert your maths into Word or use EquatIO Math Space online and use Google Docs if you want. So there's multiple options for learning maths with this. Now, I'm absolutely used to some maths, but I'm going to give you a quick look at the interface and then you can work off that. So I'm going to open up Google Chrome first and go to the website, which is Text Help, and it's called EquatIO MathSpace. This is the online option where you can access and put your information into Google Docs, or even download it as a PNG. You've got multiple options with that anyway. Also, if I click here, you can choose a subscription. So if I scroll down, you can choose whether you want the read and write option. You might not want that, or you want the EquatIO option there as well. So I'm going to minimize that. So I've downloaded it and installed it. I'm going to open it now by left clicking, and it will insert itself at the bottom for you automatically out the way. Now before you start, I'm going to go to the left hand and select EquatIO and select options first. Now if you want the premium version, you can pop that in there if required, but I want you to go to map options. Now what this does is as you type it will predict, so I could put 642 and start to type TI, it would give that option as times, or it might be algebra or fractions. I'll show you that in a minute, but you can also use other disciplines like chemistry and formulas to come up as you're typing, and that's really handy and keeps you focused on doing your math. Also you've got profile there, and there's my profile, and I've signed in with Google. You choose how you want to sign in with EquatIO. It gives you that option at the beginning. And again, about to tell you all about it and what version you've got. So I'm going to close that and we're going to go straight into it. So I need something to insert my math into. So what I'm going to do is open up Word. It's compatible with Microsoft Word. And I'm going to open a blank document. Now we're good to go. I've got a few options down the bottom. The one is Equation Editor. This is what I've just told you about, how you can type in and then predict what you want. People might do Lowertech as well, so Lowertech editor. So that is a computer programming language used for typesetting technical documents. You either know that or you don't, so I don't really know about that, but anyone that does will see how it creates the programming language for you and the math, and you can see on the left and right. It's a really handy way to learn. We can do handwritten recognition where you can use, better off with a touchscreen, to be honest with you. I've only got a mouse, but I'll show you that as well. Speech input, so you can speak your maths. Now, it's not great on here, I don't think, but I'm going to show you anyway in real time, see what you think. And then you've got your graphs options where you can create graphs. So let's start with the first option, which is equation editor. I'm going to do a left click, and we're good to go. See on the left here with the cursor, this is where we can start typing our equations. So I'm going to click here to the left, and I'm going to type, for example, anything 9. I'm going to put PL because I want plus, but you see it's come up automatically. So I'm just click the enter key, so it keeps me flowing. So I'm going to have, for example, 5x. I'm going to have 5x over 2. So if I type OV, it gives me the over option, click enter, and I'm going to put 2. Now I want to go up again, so I'm going to click tab, and I'm going to put equals. I'm going to put EQ, and select equals, and then I can put the number I want for. And there you go. How quick and efficient was that? So there's a quick equation. Now what I can do with this now if I want, I can insert it into my document. But before I carry on, if you have any issues, if you don't fancy doing it that way with prediction, remember, come to the bottom left hand corner, select options, and then you can change what you want prediction for, depending on what discipline you're doing. Now, open it up again, you won't lose it. Come to the right here, you've got some options here, so you can have, so you've got a math operators there. So if you want to add stuff manually, you can here as well. So I might want to divide, for example. Or you might want more symbols to use here, or even symbols for formulas. Is that a quadratic formula? Yes, it is. So select a quadratic formula. And again, you've got Greek letters at the end there. So you can add information through there as well. Once you're done, I can click the insert math option and that will put it in my document for me. And there it is, it's done. Now another really good option, if you have the read and write option at the top, you can also have that played back. But it actually reads it back as a mathematical equation. So it understands it. So if I click on it, so if I click on them both, so I'm going to highlight them both and select play.
9 plus 5x over 2 equals 4x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4a, c over 2a.
And you can see how easily it did that and read that back. So it's a really powerful option. Also, if you've got read and write option, you've got an option called, this is OCR, so this can turn any image like this into a readable format, which means you can edit it. So some powerful option there to consider. Really powerful and really good option to do maths digitally. Now you might look at that and go, do you know, I'm not happy with that. So if I click on it, so I could click on that and resize it, or I might want to edit it. So click on it once, this time select the left button. That will take that math and put it back into this option here, which then you could add more information. So I might do DE, I might do degrees, 45. I know it doesn't make much sense, but you get any idea with this. Now I want it, because I've changed my math, I want to insert it back into my document. Select Insert Math, and you can see it changing real time at the top there. Of course, there's so many different disciplines to maths, so you should cover all your options in there. I said to you earlier about an option here called Lowertech, if I'm pronouncing that properly. Click back on it. As we know, it's a computer programming language. Now you either know this or you don't. So this math I created on the right, I know it don't make much sense, but look, you've got the option on the left here in the programming language. It's a good way to learn as you're creating your math as well, unless you actually like writing in the programming language, and you've got that option on the right as you create it. Next here is handwriting recognition. So this would be better if you've got a touch screen, I feel. So I'll click on the end there. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to do a little X there for times. 4, 4 equals 6. So you see it's not too bad, but it's better with a touch screen. You can work quicker with that and still get that digital format. With my information here on the right, I can select Insert Math, and it'll put it in there for me in my Word document for me underneath. And then I might click on the one before, click Delete key, decide I don't want that. But I've got my equation there ready to go. If you've got touchscreen on your PC or laptop, then that'd be a really handy option for you as well. Right, what I'm going to do is you can undo if you want, the undo option, or redo if you need to as well. Hold the left button, we can also drag this little window at the bottom. You can go as far up as that. You can't go any further than that, but you can go no further down than that. But you can use the scroll bar as well to see what you're doing. So I'm going to hold the left button, drag that up. So I'm going to get rid of that with the trash button. So clear. So I've got rid of everything. You don't lose the equation, it's still there at the top there. In fact, if I click back on it again and select edit, it'll put it back into my EquatIO and I can carry on working with it again, which is another great option. So once you've created one, you can open up Word again and start working off those equations and get rid of that. So I'm going to go to speech input. Now I don't know how good this is. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never tried it. I've just downloaded this program to try it out. So I'm going to click into speech and select record. 692 times 400 divided by 42, and I'm going to pause that. Well, it's not great. I did divided by 42, but I might have had the wrong command. But you can see on the left here, it comes up in speech as I said it, but to the right here, it gives you it in the math. So that's something you need to play around with, and it does depend on the quality of your headset or recording device. So again, bear that in mind. Again, right click, I'm going to clear everything. Now I'm going to come to the next option, which is graph editor. Do a left click, give it a second to start. Now I need to hold the left button, drag this up a bit so we can see it. Now I can zoom in and out to the right here with the zoom in and out options. I'm going to zoom out a little bit there. I think a good idea is to change your settings first. So go to graph settings. Depending on what you're doing, how you want to set it up, you can do projector mode if you want. You can do projector mode, but I'm going to leave that off. Now you might decide you don't want a grid, you want arrows. So if I select arrows and get rid of grids, then it just gives you the arrows. And you can choose how you want those arrows. I might go back to grid actually. It's more precise. Axis numbers, so you can choose the axis numbers to show them, or you might want minor grid lines, which again it gives you more accuracy, doesn't it? So I'm going to leave that on depending on what you're doing. Well, you can add a label for your x-axis and also for your y-axis if you want as well. And again, the options depending on what you're doing, you could add degree and select on graph settings again. Now come to the left here, depending on what graph you're doing, we can add items. So we could have expressions, notes, table, folder, or even insert images onto there. So I'm just going to select expression. So I might just do a quick one. So x equals 20. And you can see on my graph how it comes up. So you can start building up your graph. hold the left button, and then you can position that exactly where you want along the x-axis as well. If I select edit list, you can also edit that by lesser than greater than as well. So I'm going to click done. Also, if you want, you can add, for example, an image to work off. So let's use a little cheese there, hold the left button, drag him out, and there he is. And again, it gives you the size on there, and you can change the size from center if you want, position it exactly where you want along the graph. So play around with that. You can even add notes if you want here as well. So you could put a note. If you don't want anything, you can exit, you can close it with the X there. Again, there's so many different graphs you can do, obviously, but have a little play around with that, see how you get on. Before I close the Word document, I'm going to click plus again. I'm going to add another expression, so I'm just going to put y equals 30. Now come back to the right here and select Insert Graph. Insert straight into your Word document, so that way you can work off it like you do with your equations. If you click on it, left click Edit Map, then you can actually change that graph as well and re-edit it through here. So I'm just going to move that down, and again select Insert Graph, and it'll put it back into my Word document with me with the changes. So really powerful option. So what I'm going to show you quickly is MathSpace Online as well. So I'm going to close that Word document and don't save. Now here it is, EquatIO MathSpace. Now bear in mind with this, again as I showed you earlier on, go online, have a look at your options on there. You can download the demo version and try it out. I believe it's a subscription for a year, but it's a good thing about online, you can also share it with people. So say you've got a math equation to do, you want to share, and you want other people to answer it, to look at it and give you input, then you can share it with various people as well. Again, you've got to log in, so I'll use my Google account, which you can see top right here. So once you're logged in, this is what you get. It just says, welcome to your EquatIO dashboard. Stuff you've archived there will be there. So I've got some old stuff there that I've done probably about an hour ago, trying it out. Got assignments you can add there if you want as well. But I want to go to space. I want to go to spaces and select new space. But this time it's all based online. So you can see the settings are different at the bottom. I've got a few more different settings here. We've got shapes and freehand drawing and text mode. And you can even use the EquatIO mobile option. So you can use the math, which is OCR, which is optical character recognition, handwriting and speech input on your mobile device to insert into any document anywhere, which is another great option. And you can see the barcode there that you can use to do that. Remember, it's compatible with Google Chrome on Android and also Safari on the Mac. Okay, so bear that in mind. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select the shape option here. So let's bring that back down and select shapes. Now if I click the three little dots here, dashes, it gives you so many different shapes, and you can type in as well if you need to. So I'm going to scroll down there, see what we've got. I've got a triangular prism, so I'm going to select that. Hold the left button and you can create that in 3D format for you there. Also at the right here, you see this little window. This will actually read back and give you a description of what's there.
Reddish pink triangular prism with black border.
Now once you've got your shape, again you can come up the options here. You can save it, trash it, or you can copy it. Cut it, so when you cut something out and paste it, and you can also paste where you want. You can undo and redo. But I find if I could do Control C then Control V, paste quickly anyway. It's probably a bit quicker coming up here than having to copy and paste. Now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to drag them back up here together. I've got an option up here. Can you see where it says send backward? And click back on it, so you can send the shapes back or forth depending on how you want them placed within that interface as well. Also, once I've highlighted one, I can come to the top here and I can then change the fill colour. So I might want a different colour there, more blue. If you want more options, select this option here and you can change the red, green, blue and so on colours to get exactly what you want. The one on the right will be the borderline, so if I add a more reddy colour there, and you see the borderline change there as well. Nice simple interface, but really effective. Now what I'll do, I'll select that one. I can select trash or delete. So I'm just going to click on it and click delete manually on the keyboard. It's much quicker now. put that shape in the middle. Also, I might decide that I want to add an equation there, so I'm going to put 569. I could do times with dot this time. So if I go down with the cursor, click enter, and then I could do 456, multiply, click enter, and so on. You get the idea with that. And then if I come down to the bottom right hand corner, I can insert that into that interface at the top there. Hold the left button, I can drag that around so you can create of how you place things within that interface as well. While I'm here, I'm going to show you the text mode as well. So I might put in there. So equation is two expressions on either side of a sign that indicates their relationship. Again, I don't want to replace the math there because that's what I've highlighted. So if I tap off it, I can now insert that separately by clicking Insert Math, and then it's hold the left button. You can drag that over there as well. By the way, if you hold the left button and drag that bigger, you can see it doesn't distort because I think they call that vector graphics. So that's another great option there because there's nothing worse than stuff distorting when you've got it in an image. If you come down here, you've got freehand drawing in case you want to do a freehand one there, and create your freehand drawing whatever way you want there. And this button is a select tool, so if I click it, it just enables you to select and drag where you want. You can select anyway. There's a shape. If I hold the left button and drag it out, see again it doesn't distort where it's using vector graphics, which I think is a really nice touch when you're creating ideas. There's another option here I want to show you quickly. Top right hand corner, you've got a share option. So let me drag this little window out of the way and left click share. Now you can choose to share with people, be it colleagues, students, friends, doesn't matter. So you can make a copy of what you've got here for each person. That's just a copy. But if I select drop down menu, you can make a copy for each person, but also expect a response. So you might want something mathematically worked out by other people that you send it to, so you can get a response from them for that. And if I select continue, it'll create a unique link, and then I can choose to share via Google Classroom, Google, Facebook, or Twitter. Or if I just copy the link, it creates a link just for that. Control C, open a new tab, Control V, paste, and it should take me straight there as well. So that way they can open it up and access what you've done, and maybe add to it or give some input on it. And there you go. I do believe you need a premium version though to use the other options when you're sharing, so bear that in mind. So there you go. I'm going to save that. It's not great, but I'm going to save it anyway. It'll come up green to say it's saved. So now I can close that window and go back to EquatIO Math space where I started, and there it is saved. So that way I can open it up again and access it anytime I want. Now a quick point here, if I come to the bottom left hand corner and do a left click, I could download that as a PNG. So if I left click, there it is, bottom left hand corner, open it up, and there's my image. So you can download that if you want as a PNG as well, if you require. Or if I tap off that, also I'm going to show you how you can use it in Google Docs. It gives you more options if you're using Google Docs, because then you can download what you've done. So I'm going to select blank document, wait for it to load. Top right hand corner where I installed it earlier and logged in with my Google account, I've got the EquatIO little icon there, and that's a little plugin. I'm going to left click it and it opens up at the bottom again. So now I can add whatever I want from the bottom here into my document. So I'm going to select the equation editor again. I'm just going to put something random in. And now if I want to, I'll come to bottom right hand corner and select Insert Math. And there you go, it's inserted to my document for me. And I've got more options here, haven't I? I've got more formatting options at the top. So I'm going to go to File and select Download As. I can do it as Microsoft Word or even portable document format, or maybe I prefer a rich text format. But I'm going to select Microsoft Word, bottom left hand corner, left click it, then it should open up for us. And then I've got all my information there for my math as well. Thanks for watching guys. See you next time.